Also, an update on the Electrician. I should have known. I literally woke up early. I woke up early to put on concealer, bro. I said maybe I'll look cute today. You know, maybe I'll. I said, all right, we're gonna try not to look dead and ugly today. Bro does the fuse box stuff. He fixes it. I pay. I'm talking to him for a while, and then he says, yeah, you know how life could be hard sometimes, but I'm trying to make a name for myself and eventually start my own little business. I said, real and true. He said, yeah, you know, but it is hard to make your schedule, and, you know, I got a wife and kids. And I was like, fuck. And I said, yeah. And then, I was talking with him about World of Warcraft. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I played hardcore with my friend once. Bitch, I'll kill. Oh my god, it was so fucking funny. Oh my god. But yeah, no, it was funny. He was a nice guy. I would have been more surprised if he was single, because I realized cute guys that have a job like that are just very friendly, definitely a woman saw that in him before anybody else even noticed the guy. You know, the quiet one in high school. Some high school sweetheart saw that and said, I want that one. And then just... I said, God damn it. But that's okay. Life goes on. I told Mom, he's got a husband, Mom. And she said, what the fuck? What do you mean by... the girl knew she found gold. Yeah, I think if you're a good guy that's just chilling as fuck, a girl is gonna just latch onto you like a leech eventually. When a girl finds gold, she will dig for it. So then I started getting angry, not at the electrician, but because the handyman was supposed to be there at 12. Handyman doesn't show up, and I start falling asleep because I woke up a lot earlier for the electrician to do the fuse box shit. Fuse boxing was like $1,500 to completely replace everything. I said, slay, so glad, yippee. And, but I know that I'm not gonna have to worry about it for 10 years, whatever, we're chilling as fuck. And, I said, it's okay, you know, I'll get the handyman in. You know how I told you guys, the AC in this room doesn't really work very well. So when we first got the house, the one thing I wanted to make sure was that there was AC. I was more concerned about AC than I was about the fact that there was no fiber, Wi-Fi. And I had the AC, got the house, whatever. I turned it on, and then I realized that my room specifically doesn't get AC as strong as the other rooms. But I noticed that none of the other rooms on the upstairs have it even as nearly as powerful as the AC downstairs. And people were trying to argue with me and say, no, it's because the AC unit is downstairs, so of course it's gonna be stronger downstairs near the AC unit. I said, I get that, but it seems really fucking weak. There's probably a tear in the vents. And nobody believed me. Nobody fucking believes Numi. Have you guys noticed this? Have you guys noticed this, that every fucking day this week I've been telling you that nobody fucking listens to me? Every fucking day. Well, Bob the Builder was fixing the vents too, right? But before him, we had a house inspector that came in. This house inspector said to me, first of all, no, the fuse boxes are a little busted, but they should be okay. You shouldn't have to worry about it. Just be careful because there's a little bit of sparking in electricity. Turns out I did have to worry because it fucking broke and I needed to get it replaced and it cost me $1,500. The other thing that the inspector told me is, yeah, the vents seem to be a little messed up, a little bad, but the guy that we were gonna hire to come over should be able to patch it up for you. Bob the Builder comes and says, yeah, I patched it up for you. But then I was feeling, I said, hey, Bob, I don't know if it really fixed anything because it doesn't feel very strong. He got a little thermometer, went to every single vent in the upstairs and said, yeah, no, so the temperature I've been setting the house to, everybody's been calling me crazy for it because downstairs you can feel how cold it is, right? The house is set to 62 degrees. but every other room upstairs feels like it's 69 to 72 degrees. I have to turn the house down to 62 just so the upstairs rooms can get under 70 degrees. And so I said, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't seem right. We shouldn't have to bring it this far down just for it to not be sweaty fucking hot upstairs. It does not seem right. There is definitely a problem here. Bob the Builder said, no, yeah, I can take another look at it next week. And then he never replied to me ever again. He stopped replying to me. He donut-walled me. And a month and a half has passed, and I said, okay, I'm done. I'm calling the handyman. Handyman is hella fucking late. But he finally knocks on the door, and Mama Numi says, Numi, he's here. And I come down so angry because this guy is so late, and I am met with a man even more fucking handsome than the last one. And so my anger immediately subsides, and I said, oh, hi, welcome. Oh my god. So yeah, the problem's in upstairs. He said, oh, okay. Bro had an accent and everything. I thought he was French. I don't think he's French. I think, because he started speaking Arabic, I think. But he had a really nice accent, too. And he comes upstairs, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why are these guys all fucking hot? What the fuck? And then I'm just sitting on the bed because I was gonna let him inspect and do whatever the fuck he's gonna do. And the second I sit down, he walks in, and then he kind of turns and looks at me, and he smiles. He's like, oh, are you Numi? You're the one that I called? I said, yeah, that's me. He said, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Walks into the room. He turns around and looks at me, and he smiles. He says, yeah, I like the way it smells in here. It smells really good. I said, oh, okay, thank you. I took French in high school because 90% of the class were ladies. Real as fuck, bro, real as fuck. So he said it smells really good in my room. And I was like, what the fuck? I've never heard a person say that. I didn't, like, what? There's a large Arabic population in France, believe it or not. No, I saw a lot of Arabic people when I was in Paris, so that's why I was like, maybe he's just happened to be from Paris, but also speaks Arabic. I don't know, but he was like looking around and investigating, and then I sat away, and then he started talking. He's like, where did you go? Come back. And then I came back, and I was like, oh, hey, and he was just talking to me, and he says, yeah, there's a problem here too in the bathroom, because I was gonna have him install the new shower head. He says, the thing here needs to be fixed because of the pressure in the new shower head that you're trying to install. And I said, oh, okay. And then he walks over, and then he starts walking. He says, so I see you like have a little gaming PC set up. What do you do for a living? I said, well, I'm a streamer. He's like, oh wow. Is that your mom downstairs? I was like, yeah, that's my mom. And he's like, oh wow, so where are you from? I was like, oh, my mom's from the Philippines, my dad's, from here, but you could say that his parents are from, like, his ancestors are from Germany, but also New Jersey. And he said, wow. And then he said, wow, and so that's what you're doing, huh? And I said, yeah. He says, oh, how old are you? I told him how old I was. He's like, oh, thought you were a little younger. You look so young. I said, oh, thank you. What the fuck? And he's like, wow, and so you went to college and stuff, huh? And I said, yeah, I went to college or whatever. The bro just kept asking me about shit. I didn't know what to do. And then he said, oh, do you have like a little ladder? Can you help me here? Can you help me? And I said, yeah. And he had to go get a ladder to look up in the attic. And he said, so where is your attic? I said, oh, it's right next to the Nicolas Cage cutout. He said, Nicolas Cage cutout. I said, oh, that really is Nicolas Cage. I said, yeah. Oh my god. And and then he gets up into the attic and takes a video and immediately shows it to me. It says, no, there's a big fucking tear in this vent. I told you guys, I fucking said it, and nobody fucking listened to me. And he shows me the video of this big fucking gaping hole in my vents. This big fucking hole. And I said, oh, wow. And you would have thought maybe it was from an animal or something. No, it's because these air vents are 40 years old and nobody replaced them or something. And because he looks at me, he's like, when was the last time you guys had it? Do you know? And I said, no, I just moved here like 2 months ago. He said, oh, wow, you bought this? Oh, I thought you bought this with your own, you're not renting. And I said, no, yeah, I bought it. He said, wow. And I said, yeah, He's like, owning your own business must be so hard. I said, yeah. He said, yeah, can you hold the ruler for me? And I hold the ruler. He walks all the way along. He says, we're going to have to replace 20 feet of vents because it's so fucked up and old that the whole thing is just falling apart. And the video that he showed, because I said, there's no way. The whole fucking thing just looks like a torn up piece of toilet paper. That's what it looks like. And then one piece of tape from Bob the Builder. Oh my god. Oh my god. Gotta love the hidden house expenses. It's so funny because I had a feeling too. And it's so funny that the two things that I asked the inspector about that he reassured me about were the things that needed to be fucking fixed. And I was telling my dad about it. He said there's probably a corrupt inspector that did whatever he could to be really quick so they could just be easy in and out. Which I don't deny at this point because almost every single thing that he said was not a problem ended up being a problem. So I am assuming the inspector that came just put whatever the fuck he could to make it look like there were no problems with the house when there were. Yeah, no, I wouldn't put the whole fault on Bob the Builder because the things that he fixed were the exact things that the inspector told him to fix. So he just did whatever the inspector said needed fixing. And the things that I was telling him about, he said he would fix, and then he just disappeared. So, I'm blaming the inspector. Every time I get a new house, I just get new stuff. Yeah, that's why I said whatever. It's like, so how much is it to replace the shower shit, the plumbing, and the AC vents? $3,500. Oh my god. Wow. Ugh. Oh my god. Ugh. So fucking fun. Ugh. So, oh my god. Wow. It's just so... wow, if it's not one thing, it's another. So, such a good thing that I also talked to my therapist this morning. She's like, how are you? I'm like, mentally, when shit goes wrong, I say, well... it is what it is. Life goes on. And yeah, so it was definitely 1.5 graces. But I gave him a check for the down payment. It was the first time I've ever done a check because I never use checks and I just got a checkbook. So he's like, you want me to help you write it out? And he was like, yeah. I said, yeah, thank you. He helped me write my first check. He said, congratulations, you just wrote your first check. I said, thanks, man. And then he left, and then he came back. He said, I think I may have left some trash in your room. Can I go back up and get it? I said, okay. And he went up and just got one little piece of trash and then left again. I said, okay. And then he left finally. And then Mama Numi comes into my room after. And I said, hey, Mom. And she's like, did he leave? I was like, oh, yeah. Wasn't he cute? And she said, me, this is so weird. Why are all the men that come over to the house to fix things so good looking? Why are they so handsome? The way they got Mama Numi too is so fucking funny. I'm like, I know. What the fuck is going on? I was so... the way even she said, this is strange. This is strange. And also, these dudes are like mid-20s. What the fuck? They're doing this shit to me on purpose because they knew I was gonna be mad otherwise. They had to send in their damage control. They had to send their damage control workers so that we didn't go Karen. Conspiracy, they're using hot men for business. Dude, that reminded me. on Father's Day, I went to this restaurant with Papa Numi, my mom, my aunt. We were all just sitting and eating, and this woman started being a Karen and yelling, and they had this guy help, but then they got rid of that guy, and then this really handsome guy came out, and all of a sudden the Karen turned so friendly. Pretty privilege is a disease, y'all. Pretty privilege is a disease. Anyways, yep. So the dude is probably gonna be replacing everything. I told him to come as early as possible because I hate when I don't get to start stream on time, especially because we're doing a subathon. And I mean, I'm able to do some behind the scenes work, but I'm not streaming. And if I'm not streaming, I start tweaking. I start tweaking. So, hot man or not, still took a long time. Excuse me.